Hello everybody, my name is The Strange Eli and welcome to another video. Something that I really love about comics, and I think that there's a lot to love about comics, is that comics talk about and deal with social issues a lot, and no one seems to really notice or care. It all started in 1963, when X-Men was released. X-Men debuted as a sort of parable, or a sort of retelling of our idea of racism and the civil rights movements. Professor X, or Charles Xavier, is sort of our idea of MLK, this non-violent man who's trying to reach equality between mutants and humans. And then there's also Magneto, who's sort of our Malcolm X character, who is very militant, very aggressive, very violent, but still is trying to sort of achieve the same thing. Something very cool about X-Men in particular is that they talk a lot about the idea that mutants aren't humans, and that the violent acts of some affect the idea or perception of many. So whenever the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants does something that's bad or evil or violent, it then becomes that, oh, all mutants are like this, all mutants behave this way, all mutants are less than people, because they're not human, and they do this in a very meaningful way. And so I was looking at some other comics and thinking, do other comics really talk about social issues? And the answer, surprisingly, is yes. Comics for many years have been talking about social issues, and it's incredible, and I just wanted to share some of them with you. The first one that I wanted to bring to your attention is Batwoman. Batwoman is a lesbian superhero, and what's really cool about her is that she has to balance her normal life with her superhero life. But on top of having to balance her normal life is her having to go on dates with women, and having to deal with the hardships of being bullied by homophobes and being bullied by men who, think that maybe she's, not really lesbian, and just dealing with this sort of idea of her being her. And, being in the military, she was kicked out for being gay, and all these things affected her because she was gay. And then on top of that, she's also, Batwoman, who's basically like Batman, and it's a very powerful female character, and a very strong story. And so if you ever get the chance to read Batwoman, I highly recommend it, especially Batwoman Elegy. Speaks a lot into her private life in a very profound way that I really think is important and powerful. And the other comic I wanted to talk about was Justice League 2001. And Justice League 2001 deals with trans issues, and I think that 10 years ago this story probably wouldn't happen, but in Justice League 2001, Guy Gardner, who is a male Green Lantern character, is his consciousness, his DNA, his sort of being is put into a female form, into a human female body. And he has to struggle with the fact that he is a man literally trapped inside a woman's body. And on top of that, he doesn't have to deal with, bathroom issues or anything like that, things that affect us, affect real trans people in real life, but he does have to deal with the fact that, his friends and people around him are misgendering him. They're saying, they're calling him, using her, she pronouns, and instead of him, he. And it's very damaging, and it makes him feel uncomfortable, and he doesn't like it, and he's trying to deal with this idea that he might just be stuck in a woman's body, and but he's constantly thinking about having to change it, and how do we fix this, and it's a very cool and interesting story that I think is very powerful in the time that it's in, and I again very highly recommend that you read it and look into it, because it's very powerful. Social issues have been talked about in comics for a long time, and this month, in December 2016, DC Comics and IDW is going to be releasing a comic called Love is Love, which is a 144-page kind of extravaganza of so many different stories from so many different universes, including the DC universe, the IDW universe. I think Dark Horse is even in there. The only one that's not in there, I think, is Marvel, because there was licensing issues with Disney. But it's telling all these stories from all these different universes in the wake of the Orlando shooting that happened earlier this year. And so all the proceeds of the comic and all the profits they're going to be getting is going to be going towards a charity to kind of help comfort and support the families who lost people in the Orlando shooting. And And I think that it's important to support it because of that. But on top of that, it's going to be really cool because it's going to be telling the comic industry that we want people from all different walks of life to tell their story, because when you start adding variety and, you know, color and spectrum to comics, they become more interesting, they become more relevant, and they become more real. And I think that there's a lot of potential there. And so I just want everyone, this is my sort of call to action. I want everyone to pick that up, and or at least in some way support the idea that gay writers are a good thing, and people of color are a good thing, and that you know, trans writers are a good thing, and that these are all things that we want, because when we start telling stories like that, then we start getting stuff that we want to read. And so I just, please go pick up Love is Love. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If they bring back the rating system, go ahead and give it 5 stars, but they won't. Go ahead and down in the comments below, tell me what you thought about this video. Tell me what you think about, you know, social issues in comics. Should they keep doing it? Should they stop? Tell me about, like, your favorite stories that deal with trans issues, or, you know, gay issues, or people of color. And I'll talk to y'all later.